Hello everyone out there, it's a beautiful day. I'm Jackie again, and thanks for watching the video. So today we want to talk about why we should stop complaining and we should be more grateful for life, for everything that is with life. First of all, let's start with the book of Job, chapter 1, from 20 to 22. It says, "Then Job got up and tore his clothes in grief. He shaved his hair and threw himself face down on the ground. He said, 'I was born with nothing and I will die with nothing. The Lord gave and now he has taken away. May his name be praised.' In spite of everything that happened, Job did not sin by blaming God." So we can see that Job did not imagine the things that Job lost. Job lost his children. Job lost his wealth. He lost even his health. He was tormented by so many diseases. He lost his friends, but he remained faithful to God. He remained thanking God. Not even for once did Job blame God. How many of us today, we just lose a small thing and we are blaming God and we are complaining day and night. We don't give people rest. It is important to be more grateful in life than to complain. If you have parents who are not taking good care of you, instead of being grateful, you start to complain. Do you know how many children are out there and they are looking for parents? Because every small thing that you complain about, someone else is praying for that thing. You could be having a marriage and you think it's not the ideal marriage, but there are so many people out there that are crying for one. You could be having children and maybe you have only girls or boys, they are not balanced, and you're complaining, you're grumbling. But look at Job's situation. He lost a lot and he did not complain. He did not grumble to the Lord. He was saying he was grateful, and instead he gave thanks to God. When we learn to be grateful instead of complaining, there are so many things that we gain more than we lose. Because every time you're complaining, it's like you're saying, "God, see how you're failing on this. See how you can't do this." You are trying to tell God that he can't do something instead of being grateful for the things he has done. Because I, for one, I used to complain a lot. And every time I would complain, I would even find more reasons to complain. I would say, "God, why am I like this? Why am I short?" Every time I would complain, more reasons would come. But one time God showed me. He showed me the things in my life that other people wished to have. And from that time, I learned to be grateful. And the more you be grateful, the more things that God adds. Because when you be grateful, it means you are ready to receive more. You cannot be ready to receive more and you can't be grateful for the little that you have. Because he that is trustworthy with the little, more shall be added to him. So if you are not grateful, there is no way God will bless you. Every time you're complaining, you have a complaint on the job. How many people want that job that you are complaining about? Maybe you have a business and it's not doing so well. You are complaining about it instead of being grateful to God as you're working towards where you want to be. First, be grateful for where you are. Because if you are not grateful for where you are, then at the end of the day, you're like you don't deserve that thing at all. You must learn to be grateful more than complaining. Because there are so many. The mere fact that you woke up, you went to office, you came back, you're safe. You have your hands, you have your legs, you have the eyes, you're still intact. How many people left their homes going to work, going to the market, going somewhere, and they couldn't even reach there? Or by the time they reached, they came back home and maybe their legs were cut off. They got accidents on the way, but you don't see that. You think that those things are small, minor things. It's not obvious to be alive. On a serious note, it's not an obvious thing that you must be alive. Because if God was not there for you, you would not be alive today. You wouldn't have woken up. You cannot say, life is, it's not yet my time to die. You go and wake. There are people who have died before their time. There are people who are so young. Children have died. But even if you put what kind of noise next to them, they can't wake up. You should be grateful. Every day of your life, learn to be grateful for the little things, because those little things mean so much. God goes through a lot to make sure you are fine wherever you are, to make sure you eat food, to make sure you have a roof over your head, you're clothed. How many crazy people are on the streets walking? There are so many people. Let's check again the book of Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18. It says, to everything give thanks, for this is the will of God for your life in Christ concerning you. So what does that mean? That means that, in every situation, in every circumstance, we should be grateful, because God, that is God's will. When you look at Romans 8:28, that says all things work together, it does not mean that all things work together, that only the good things will work together. Even bad situations, bad circumstances work together for the good of those who love the Lord. So if you only want to rejoice and to give thanks when you have gotten lots of money, when you're fine, everything is okay, then I tell you, you don't know. Because if you meet other people that you see smiling, if you meet the people who are grateful all the time and you find out their stories, if you talk to your neighbor and find out the problems they are having right now, you actually start to be grateful. You will thank God for the small. You will look at your issue as a minor issue, because people are going through great things, but they are still grateful to God. To be honest, these days there is no one who can, I think there are no Christians who can go through what Job went through and still be grateful to God. People are so minded on themselves, self-centeredness. Every time you complain, you show God that you don't even trust him, you don't love him. Because if you love him, you will know that he has your best interest at heart. And whatever he is doing it for your good, and he's working on your case. So wherever you are, it's important and very important to be grateful more than complain. Otherwise, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Have a beautiful time.